Hey guys, and welcome to the second video on this series. And I wanted first of all to apologize because last video the code was a bit cut from the bottom, and I know you can see it too well, but I think it's still readable, so that was the first thing I wanted to do. I modified the recording area, so now you should be able to see it. Okay. And yeah, today we're going to be going through adding a runtime counter to our script. So what does this mean? Well, basically we're going to show a string of text which shows how many hours, minutes, and seconds our script has been running. So the first thing we have to do, well, first of all, I have to explain that the onRepaint method is totally independent from the rest of our script. So whilst the rest of our script runs again and again, and the sleep times will pause the script momentarily, the onRepaint method is independent and it will run continuously even though you put sleeps onto your script. So basically it doesn't matter that you pause your script momentarily with sleeps, the onRepaint method will still continue to update. So that was the first thing, and now we have to add, because we need a runtime counter, we want the time that has passed from the start to the end of well, not to the end, to the current time of the script. So the first thing we have to do is make a variable where we will store the time at which the script starts. So we do that by making a long variable. This is a whole number variable, but that can hold many more values than an integer variable, and this is useful because we're going to be storing in this variable the number of milliseconds at the start of the script of our system. And since the creation of our system, a lot of milliseconds have passed, so we need a long type variable to store all these numbers. And let's call that start time. And we want to assign to it a value in the onStart, because it's only in the onStart when our script starts running. So start time is system, so this is going to be accessing information of our system, and this is current time millis, so current time in milliseconds. And there we assign the current time when our script starts to the start time. Remember that the onStart only runs once at the start of the script, so here our start time variable gets assigned the current time when our script starts. And then in the onRepaint we want to copy this code. Basically this is the universal code, and I'll go still through what it means. The millis is going to take count of how many milliseconds have passed, so for how long our script has been running, and this is going to be equal to current time each time the onRepaint runs. Take away the start time, so that's going to be the difference in time. Then the hours is going to be milliseconds divided by 1000 times 60 times 60, which is hours in milliseconds. So that's going to give us the number of hours, and then we subtract from milliseconds the number of hours, and we calculate minutes. Then we subtract from milliseconds the number of minutes, and we calculate the seconds. So we got hours, minutes, and seconds of runtime. And if you don't understand this fully, don't worry. It's simple mathematics. You should be able to simply look at it for a few minutes and work out what everything means. So the next thing we want to do is actually display this information. So if we go to G, draw string, we can now display this information. So runtime, and now we want to add to this string which says runtime the number of hours that have passed. So we do that in Java by using a plus sign. This is not an addition sign, but a concatenation sign. So we're going to concatenate two strings together, so they will be displayed together in the screen. And I missed the plus sign there. So that's how it goes. Runtime, and we concatenate at the end of runtime the hours. Then we add the colon, then minutes, then the colon, then seconds to display the time in a pretty standard form. And then we want to add the x and y coordinates where this string will appear. This is going to be the leftmost and topmost part of the string. So for example, let's say we want to add it at, well, let's take a look at what I did here at my other script. So it will display somewhere reasonable 267, 362. I think that's 372, was it? Yep. I believe this is inside the RuneScape chat box. So now we've got our runtime being displayed, and with this timer we can actually calculate the amount of ores we've mined per hour, the experience we've gained per hour or per minute, and that sort of stuff. But first of all, let's go and check out how this works. So we save it, and we want to move it. I know you can't see all of this, but I'm basically putting this Java file inside our spot. So we go to my desktop, into our spot, scripts, paste it there, and now let's compile, and you can see that now. And we're gonna run our spot, and just for you to see how the string of text displays in the screen. I'm not even gonna cover my username this time, I just don't care. So, okay, here we are, and let's actually walk through the bank so the script doesn't stop when it finds it cannot use the script for anything. Now, as I said, I'm lagging a bit, so just bear with me. If we run the script and we go to iMiner, and notice how the runtime counter appears here, and it's displaying pretty sensibly the amount of seconds that have passed since the start of the script. So there you go, adding a runtime counter, and let's stop this script. Well, actually, let's leave it there and take a look at it after. And notice that the text appears in white, so you might want to change the color. And to do that, simply go to set color, and maybe import color.black, and then your text will appear in black. You will have to import color from the AWT package. And now our script will appear in black, and you can also set font. So you can change the font of your text, and I actually can't remember. Okay, now I see. This is pretty interesting. We have to import fonts as well. Now let me explain what all of this is. So we're setting the font to a new font we make, and this font is going to be Arial, and you pretty sure know what Arial is. It's not going to be bold or underlined or anything like that. You can add that sort of stuff, so you can say font bold, and that notice is an integer, so that's why I put 0 if you don't want anything added. And the size is going to be 15. I don't want it bold, so I'll just change to 0. But we're going to have Arial font and size 15, no bold or anything like that. And that's going to be our font until we change the font again. So if we save everything again, stop the script, close it, and copy it, and paste it over to scripts again, and recompile. And now notice the difference. So I know this video is getting pretty long, but still. I think it's worth it to know how it all looks. So now notice that the font is Arial, the size is 15. It's not bold or anything. It appears still in the same location, but only now it may be a bit more appealing to you. I don't know. You choose a font of your choice, basically. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you learned something. And if not, at least I hope you got something refreshed in your memory. So remember to subscribe, comment, and remember to support me. Not necessarily financially, but just comment below and that sort of stuff. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video.